like to introduce two of my good friends, quote unquote, my good friend Maz and Nella, aka Medusa, aka the Wicked Witch. No, I'm just fucking with you. Ladies, how are we doing today?
Could be better.
Could be better.
Well,
I feel that.
I'm doing great.
Doing great.
I ain't nothing better than running around your house with his high heels on trying to tase a possum. Find out it's actually your boyfriend.
Interesting. And would you like to elaborate on that?
Yeah, Nella.
Well, he was old and hairy.
Oh.
So, it worked.
Interesting. Okay.
Bitch, I'm over here trying to be funny, and your ass started the podcast off with Medusa over here, like, bro.
I said Nella, aka Medusa, aka the Wicked Witch, because that's what you are.
I mean, he ain't wrong. You could be a witch when you want to be.
Yeah. It'd be like that. It do be like that, though. Anyways, well, this podcast is about anything. Y'all ladies can really just talk about whatever the hell is on your mind. You can curse. You can say the most craziest thing that's on your mind, honestly. Just be yourself. That's all I care about.
Don't even think about it, fat man.
Something on that?
This is fat man.
Alright, can we actually discuss the fact that women and men's transgender nowadays has overtaken our...
It's... Give me 1 second. Yes? Is the doorbell ringing?
Give me.
I mean, it's not like it's a bad thing. Like, don't get me wrong. People who are transgender are welcome to love who they are and what they want to be. But don't try to, I guess the word is, involve other people that aren't like that into being like that. I hate when...
Did she just leave?
She just left.
She got
cut off.
She got kicked. That's crazy. Nah. What was she talking about? I had to go to those.
All I know is that she was talking about transgender and they should be able to love who they themselves and who they want, but just don't try to force it on anybody, basically.
So, like, what love them as for them being themselves, like from when they're born, or like who they want to transition to be?
I'm guessing to the second option, transitions to the person that they are now or they're about to become.
Oh, so just having to accept the fact that they want to transition into the other gender.
Yes.
I mean, I have some friends that are in that process. Like, I know one of my friends, Ethan, he's a woman to a man. I respect it. I do. I respect it. But then it's just like, now, most people are doing it out in the world. And it causes problems online, which causes conflicts, because even though they want to transition into another gender, they're not being fully accepted. And it's just like, bro.
But then again, nowadays, hardly anybody is accepted.
Well, yeah, that's how society is. It's like almost any race can be accepted almost anywhere now. It's stupid. What changed?
Dude.
Where do you think you're going?
Sorry.
Where do you think you're going, Oreo?
Nella has joined us back.
And this is Oreo.
Kitty cat. Anyways, no.
No,
What were
but
you
for real though,
yeah, what were you talking about?
it's like nowadays nobody can really like go out in public and just be like, "Hey, I am gay," and then people are like, "Oh, good for you. Get a
Hmm.
fucking life." And it's just like, dude, let someone have that 15 minutes of happiness. People nowadays are always so negative, always so sensitive about things. You can't say, "Hey, you're fucking gay," or "You're a fucking faggot," without people saying, "Oh, that's offensive." Like, no, it's not offensive. It's a pure comedic joke.
Mm.
But then
Mm.
again, everything has changed from back then, so everybody's going to take every little thing seriously. Especially
Hmm.
those who are being a pinche Karen about nothing. And then when you're trying to joke it
Exactly.
off, like, stop being a Karen, they're just going to take it as offense, like you're calling them as if you were calling them a bitch.
Hmm. It's just people take offense too much. Some people cannot understand what a joke is versus what's real, and that's what I hate. You say one thing or you say one wrong thing online, you get a whole community going after you, and then you apologize,
Exactly.
because then it's like, I didn't mean it like that, and you should know that. But then they're like, oh no, you mean, like, you could say, I don't know, like, trans people get it hard enough as it is because they don't like who they were born to be. And so when they post things online and they
Like,
get harsh about it, like, why? Because
yeah. And it's like, sorry, I had to become professional for a second. But it's like, if you don't want someone to dim in your light, then why are you going to dim someone else's light? If you don't want to be hurt and you want somebody to love you, then why do you wish the opposite for somebody else? Why do
Retaliation.
you wish? I mean, yes, but despite that, throughout all of high school, I was bullied and pushed around. Medusa is not a good name for me. People called me Medusa because apparently I was the ugliest girl in school. But you know what? I took that as a positive. And look at me now. People at school still think I'm a shitty ass person, but what do? I don't retaliate against them. I show kindness and consideration towards them.
Well, if you think about it, in Greek mythology, she was the most beautiful before Poseidon took advantage and Athena basically punished her, and then she became a total bitch.
That was my story, but I didn't become the bitch. I showed more than anger. I was angry at first, but I kind of just gave up and let them win. Because in life, people tell you, don't let them win, don't let them see the satisfaction. But at the end, if you show them the satisfaction, then you won't be bothered anymore.
And it's just this generation can't seem to do that. It's almost like, because I personally, I feel like social media has taken a huge part of this.
Yes, definitely.
Because back then, let's take around early mid 2000s. It really wasn't as bad as it was. Like, sure, you get like hate comments, you know, people don't like that, but sometimes it was a joke, or just like, oh, someone said this, okay, that's fine, whatever. Now, and it was like after COVID, so much has changed. Now it's just like you can't do shit on social media without either getting hate, getting blocked, especially on like TikTok or Twitter, stuff like that. Get hate or just anything. No one at this point just has any common faith in themselves. And they want to take it out on
Exactly.
others who are actually trying to make a difference or actually trying to be happy. And I don't like that. I and I was talking about. I want to elaborate on this further. My friend Ethan, who was transitioning from a woman to a man, he gets so much backlash and so much hate for what he's doing. And when he's working, he works at McDonald's where he lives. Everyone just does not respect him. They don't respect him calling him Ethan because Ethan's not his real name, and he never told me because he likes me, he respects me. So I call him Ethan because that's what he wants to be referred to. But others call him by his real name. He gets called a woman, and it's just like, bro. I told him like, bro, you can't let people get to you, and all this online stuff. You got to push that aside. You got to focus on your mental health. Your mental health is what's gonna push you further in life. And I get it, like you want people to understand you, and social media is a good way to do that. But at the same time, you got to take into account that not everyone is gonna like you, and if you can't take the hate or what people are saying, then just don't do it at all. So then it's just like, what do I do now? All you gotta do is just
Oreo.
focus on yourself, and that's what I'm trying to tell people.
Oreo.
Focus on yourself. And Nella, you notice personally, focus on yourself. It's so much better to build up so much confidence and be
Yeah.
happier. And I'm trying to do that. I ain't gonna lie, it's hard. It's not easy.
It's extremely fucking hard. Let me cut you off there for a second.
It's difficult.
I'm so sorry. But this is something I need to say.
Go ahead.
It is hard to love yourself. It is hard to be the person that you choose to give your all to instead of giving your all to someone that you don't completely know. It is hard to accept that sometimes being single is what you need. Sometimes giving up is all that you see, but it's not the answer. You know what I mean? Like, I kind of said that stupidly, but you know what I mean.
I know what you mean. I get you.
You can't just give up because you feel like you're not worthy of love. You feel like you're not worthy of love because you don't give yourself the chance to love yourself. You don't give yourself the chance to be there for yourself. So you tend to think that, hey, I'm not worthy of love. I'm not worthy of this, because you make yourself think that. If you don't think that and you just take care of yourself, eventually one day you'll see that you're good enough. Like for me, before, if I wanted to do a podcast, I would have glammed myself up. Look at me now. I look like a fucking rag doll. I don't care what people think of me anymore. And that's what you should do.
Oh, shit.
Be yourself. Don't give a fuck.
Exactly. And that goes out to anyone who watches this, because I'm gonna be honest with you, my parents listen to this stuff. But you're right. It's better to just honestly just love who you are. Be born of how can I word this? Like who you are because of what you have, not what people give you or tell you. Like what you have personally deep down. Like, example, I have all these posters in my room, right? I have anime posters, Marvel posters. I like it. It's what is part of me. But what do I have? I have a good family. I'm black. And let me elaborate on that. I'm just not saying I'm black because, it's something. I'm black because it's special. Black culture just goes far, and it goes far, and it's deep, and it's truly amazing. So I'm glad to be who I am. But for the people who I'm born around, I feel great about that. And not a lot of other people can say that. So I'm grateful for who I have. And Nella, I know you're grateful for what you have, and you should be. I mean, look at yourself. You went from, I don't know how your younger life was, but you went from just being talked about, being hated, being called Medusa of all people, someone that's not loved like that, to accepting the fact that, okay, I'm Nella, I could go by Medusa if I want to. It's cool. if that's who I am, so be it. Why should I let others dictate the person that I am? They don't know me. They never lived my life. So why should I let them control my destiny? Control your fate. You have to control your life. You're 19. I'm 19. We're young. Mass here's the oldest, but we still have our young adult lives. So we have so much to offer. We have so much to learn from families and friends, and we have to take it into positivity, and not just from our families, but just from the positive we can see in the world. Because yes, while there's a lot of negativity, there's positives and negatives. So hey, it's gotta be happy with what you have. So yeah, hey, I am, for now at least, I got what I got. Even though if I'm broke, I don't care. So I'm just grateful, and as the rest of you should be grateful. You agree with that, Noah?
No, I heard it. I was just muting myself because there's people talking in the background. But I understand what you're saying. Like, it's good to be happy with what you have. Like, I'm happy with what I have. See, I don't have anime stuff like you do, but I have things that I only keep from moments of my life that are memorable to me. Like the LT flag. I kept that because of you guys,
I
because
still
of this
have
friend
mine.
group. That's the only thing that was positive about that high school. So I was
No,
like, you know what? I'm
give
gonna
me one
keep
second.
it. That's the only good memory I had was you guys.
I got something else too.
Everybody except me, because I didn't go to high school with you people. Since I live in the
have
city.
the little tags they gave us at prom. I still kept mines.
Oh my god. Dude,
I
so
love
you know Colin Bono?
Colin. I know a Colin.
Colin Bono, the guy's table I used to go up to at lunch.
Oh, that Colin? Well, what about him?
Yeah. So, dude, at graduation, when we all threw up our caps, like when they screamed my name, like at the end, because I was like the last person, which was thank you. That was very sweet. You guys made that's what made my high school experience. I was the outcast, I was the loser the whole time. But at the end of the graduation, everybody screamed my name, which was a little bit damn. But it was like, I kept his graduation cap. He threw up his graduation cap and it ended up by me. I still have that shit, bro. Like, it has his name written in the middle of it. And I was just like, ooh, one day he's gonna be mine. And he's like engaged or some shit.
Oh my god. I still
Like,
there's so much like LT memories. And even like I went to Guri. I still have memories from Guri when I went, but LT, oh my god, it's so much. Like I got the graduation outfit. I got my prom outfit. I have stuff that people gave to me, and I still kept it. The the LT flag is on my window right now. I have other stuff, but it's in my bag, so I don't want to reach in for it. But yeah,
do you still have that trench coat you wore to school every single day?
I mean, yeah, and I got the hat too. It's in my closet right now.
Oh my god. So for whoever is listening, this man wore a trench coat and a fedora to school every single day. He rocked that shit. He thought he was the shit. He thought he was the king. And bro, it was funny as hell. Like, I kid you not, it was funny as hell. Cause like, he would personally think he looked good in it. And he did. But everybody else was just like, ooh. It's a school shooter or some shit like that.
I
You know,
guess
funny shit.
this is dark. You can't really
There's the
see.
trench coat.
I got this, and I got the hat that I wore with it too. So yeah, it's definitely it definitely gave out vibes. Let me tell you
Bro,
that much.
you got that gamer head.
I do. My
It's
camera's.
No, bro, it's dipping in the middle. It's dipping
It
in the
is.
middle.
It is. Yes. It's all in the back here. It fucking sucks. Shut up. But no, I would change this, but LT has changed me because I used to just be like so quiet of a kid. I used to tell a story a lot. I went to a charter school in Chicago. I was a quiet kid. I used to talk to no one because I had no friends. I had like one. He was a little bit of a weirdo. I'm not afraid to say he was a weirdo, but yeah, I was more of the quiet kid that really never knew how to talk to someone. So it was when I moved out here in 6th grade. I went to Gurry Middle School. The first person I met, who's still my friend to this day, was Rael. I met him, and then from him, I met all my other friends. I met people like my boy Angel, who we're not friends anymore, but I still respect them. I met Kyle. I met Julio. I met a lot of people, a lot of great people I met. And I went to LT, and LT was just like, damn, this is what high school is? Like freshman year was fun. I can't remember much of what happened. The only thing I really hated was
I think LT changed a lot of people.
it did. It really did. Cause sophomore year is when COVID happened. And I was like, shit happened. So it changed, and then junior year, that's really when stuff just kind of went down, but it went up for most people too. I mean, that's when I started meeting people like you, Kira, and I met John. I was just like, oh, and she left, but yeah, so many people that I know to this day, and I love it. I'm grateful for the friends that I'm growing up with, even though most of them can be crazy. But what's wrong with a little bit of craziness nowadays, huh? Nothing. I'll tell you that much. But it's good to just have those kind of positive notes in the back of your head. Anyway, I know Mass. I know you've been a little more quiet here. You got anything you wanted to say?
well, at least you have friends that you still keep in contact throughout high school. Because all the ones that I had at Aspira Early College here in Chicago,
Mm-hmm.
they were all
They're just
pretty fake in a way. At least for me,
really.
pretty much. Because
Yeah.
for the credit recovery, I would help them out. Like sometimes I would offer, like, yeah, I'll help you guys out for a little bit, so some of you can graduate on time, which they still didn't end up graduating. So it's like all that work went down the drain. And then
Mm-hmm.
shit happened where a dude was taking advantage of one of our other friends at that time, and she didn't want to listen, and these guys didn't want to listen. Shit happened between me and this other dude, and yada yada yada. And the friend who took in the one dude, her ex-boyfriend decided to contact me, basically wanting to be friends with benefits. And it was like, oh, you know what? No. Y'all don't want to take my advice. You guys don't want to face the truth.
Mm.
It's like, what's the whole point then?
That that's just messed up.
So I'm like, you know what? Whatever friends that I did have, like growing up, like my fiance and his siblings, since I grew up with them, they're more real than these bitches from high school. So it's like, and in elementary school, I may have grew up with majority of them, and we no longer keep in contact. And it was like,
Mm,
the fuck? Can't
that
you
that's
have your own real friends anymore.
Yeah, those are not, those are really not like real people. Honestly, that's messed up. The fact that some people can just act like that and think it's just okay to get away with it. You said it was in Chicago, right?
Yep,
Oh.
because I was, well, technically born in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
Was in Forest Park for like about 5 years. At that time, we were with my dad at that time until my mom got full custody of me and my half sister, which I don't talk to because she and her baby daddy
Mm-hmm.
wanted to be dumbasses.
Oh.
So it's like, okay, no longer have a sister, no longer have a nephew.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Because long story short, I was supposed to go over to my fiance's house with my daughter,
Mm-hmm.
and my sister was with us. And my mom told her, "I'm gonna drop you off, and if I have time, I'll pick you up again to go get your son from the other grandparents." Turned out she didn't have enough time because traffic and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then later that night, my sister's baby daddy decides to call me a cunt, my fiance a pedophile, and everything else. And the next day, okay, and my fiance was like half in the right. He's like, "I don't appreciate you calling me and my girl this, yada yada yada," to the point where my fiance threatened his family, not including my 7-year-old nephew.
Damn.
But they took it as my fiance only threatening my 7-year-old nephew. And they wanted to get a police report, so they were harassing my mother while she was at work for it.
Mm.
So it's like, I can't have my own family being there. And luckily, my mom didn't give my fiance's information to them, which is a thing. But it was like, y'all just want to be petty. So it's like, I can't have friends, I can't have family, and I can't count them to have my back when I need them the most. Because my sister never protected me. She set the example. So it was like, of course I'm going to choose somebody else over my own sister when she's clearly in the wrong.
Mm. Nah, that's, and you lived with this like basically your whole life.
All I heard was more Medusa. Sorry, Jar. I didn't really hear you.
Oh no, I'm asking, like, you live with this like most, like, you lived with this like most of your life, right?
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
Because
And
growing up, my sister was always the favorite child. So I was labeled as the troublemaker where she can blame everything on me.
oh.
I would get in trouble for it. And and the thing is with my sister and my mother and basically my entire family basically being all white, and I'm the only half Arabian who grew up Hispanic because we have a whole shit ton of Hispanic friends. It's like, so technically I'm the only half white, but I'm too white to be in the Arab culture. I'm too white to be Hispanic, but I'm too Hispanic to be the white culture.
That doesn't make sense at all.
I know. It's one of those you gotta be in the moment to understand.
No,
Because
I get
yeah, because you have a family, half a family who's white, and then you have a family who's Arabian, but you don't talk to anymore, so you lose out all that culture. But then you grew up around another culture, so it's like you're too white to be part of this one, but you're too much of something else to be part of that one.
mm,
So it's like I'm stuck in the middle. So it's like I don't feel belonged in my own family. I don't. Mostly feel more part of the Hispanic culture than anything because most of them accept me especially with me trying Spanish, practicing Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it's I'm more welcomed in the Hispanic society than I am with the white society.
Damn. Mm-mm. See, I can't really say that I totally understand, because I never went through it, but it just sounds like messed up family stuff. Like they don't understand what one thing is versus the other.
Yeah,
So while you being stuck in the middle and you're not being a favorite child, that's just putting trauma to you. And then people want to grow up and say, "Oh, why do you act like this?"
exactly. And
I
my
hmm,
family, they're those type of people that don't want to really learn another language unless you go to their country. Like, for example, if you come to America, you should learn English.
mm-hmm.
But also keep in mind, English is one of the hardest languages to learn.
mm, it's up there, yeah.
So it's like, why not also learn their language to kind of help them out a little bit? Because sometimes it's like they don't know a word in English. So it's like, hey, how do you say this in English? It's kind
Mm-hmm.
of helpful to know that type of language so you can also help them translate in English.
Mm, I get you. Mm-hmm. Okay, I get that. I get that.
But
Then
then
again,
again,
it's hmm.
that's
Uh, Now that you have returned to the table here after quite an
May
absence.
I ask what the conversation was because I did have to rejoin.
Uh-huh. So Max was just talking about family issues and how she really didn't have any friends grow up in high school, and how she was basically treated wrong and just
Okay, so I guess I'll explain my story. So, as you know my story from I'd say sophomore to senior,
mm-hmm,
but the like I freshman year was not that great for me. I
mm-hmm,
was taken out of high school right away because of some family issues due to not having enough finances to support me for school.
mm-hmm,
Um, During high school, I was very much of a troubled kid. I would always say some stupid shit, do some stupid shit just to see others laugh, just to be out there. Um, Sophomore year, as we all know, was COVID. We all had to do the online schooling. So I failed that year completely. I didn't have any friends, and the friends that I did have left me because, well, in their opinion, I wasn't too open, and I wasn't open enough. So I became more open with the newer people I met, and I started to exert myself in different ways that were hilarious and comedic for other people. And I guess that's what kind of gave people the curve of thinking that I was crazy, that I wasn't a normal person. Because to me, I didn't know what was the normal or the norm. I was just a girl who wanted to be happy, and I did anything to be happy. See, if I did something crazy, like, let's say, like I said at the beginning of this podcast, um, I walked around in high heels chasing after a possum or some shit like that. That would sound crazy coming from me, because why would any girl do that sober? Mind you, I was not sober. But if
one of
a male did it while he was sober, it would be a sense of commodity. And it would be a sense of, well, it's just funny. But if a girl did it, she's crazy. She's wanting attention. So I decided, well, I'm going to be even more crazy. Or, in my opinion, it wasn't crazy. It was just more non-filtered, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I get that. So you just felt like you were becoming more of like an outcast, and just feeling like no one could really accept you. So you had to basically go around and just find out what can I do so that people can accept me. And when you do find that, people still won't, and you just feel like, damn, well, like, what the fuck can I do? Like, all you're trying to do is just be there. You're a person that wants to just not only be there, but be the most supportive and educational out of the group. If you aren't, you can be. You don't want to be left alone.
And I don't want to get too in-depth or emotional about this, but growing up in the school, like, atmosphere, I was never really a cool kid or a normal kid. I was always not even technicalized as a loser or geek or a nerd. I was just Medusa. They literally had a whole different category for me because people thought I was not normal. I mean, yes, some of the geeks would hang out with me, some of the popular kids would hang out with me, but they would not want people to know that I was hanging out with them. And the newer kids that would come to school that wouldn't even know me wouldn't want to talk to me because of the rumors that were spread about me. The things that were so untrue. Like that whole Instagram page they had about me. A lot of the things that they have said are outrageous. People say that I followed people down the hallways, that I was doing really weird shit to other people, but in all reality, I and all my friends saying me doing, words, that was not a sentence. Sorry. But from my point of view and from my friend's point of view, I was just being me. I wasn't going around following people. I wasn't being weird or stalkish whatsoever. I was being very loud. Yes, in the morning, I burped very loud. In the morning, I played loud music. I blasted music. I sang a lot, even though I am crippling tone deaf. Like, I must have made a lot of kids' ears bleed that day. Well, those consecutive days. But I did it because it was a sense of joy for me. If you cannot make yourself happy, and if you cannot exert that happiness to others, and try to make others happy with your dumbness, then you're going to fail in life, and you're not going to get anything positive in life. You're always going to go down that certain road, thinking that you're not good enough, thinking that you're this type of person that everyone hates. I'm about to dox someone out right here, okay? I don't like doxing people. I don't like calling people out by their full government name, but I'm going to.
Oh shit, here we go.
In 3rd grade, Timothy Erzinger was the one who started calling me Medusa.
Okay.
Yet, Timothy Erzinger was the one that was bullied a lot. Was the one that always was so kind to me at first because his cousins knew my cousins. And we really didn't talk that much. We weren't really associated with each other a lot. But we both went through the same things, yet he still treated me like everybody else treated me. He still made fun of me. He still called me out on my shortcomings. He still thought of me as a bad person despite not even trying to get to know me. A lot of these people who have judged me, a lot of these people who have only seen an outsider's point of view and then only have listened to all of the gossip truly don't know the person I am. A lot of things I do is a facade. And to educate a lot of you that I've gone to school with, that means fake. Because a lot of you did not deserve that diploma, I will say.
Oh shit.
A lot of you, I mean, shit, couldn't even pass third grade.
That's damn
I've
true.
seen a lot of people that I grew up with in and out of school every other year. Some kids got arrested. A lot of the friends I had when I was younger died.
Mm.
All of my friends actually died. One of my dearest friends is Louis. I won't say his last name, but those who know that went to Congress and went to Park Junior High know exactly who Louis is.
Okay.
Louis was the king. He didn't care if you were mean to him or he didn't associate with you. He saw you crying in the halls, he would go up next to you and give you a hug, not even asking what's wrong. Not even asking if you're crying or if you're laughing. Even if it seemed like you were not okay, he would go up to you and hug you. He would go up to you and make your day. Another person who has died in my life, David Zagorski. A lot of people knew him. A lot of people didn't. But it didn't matter. Because no matter who you were, he was there for you. A lot of these people that have died are really good people, are people who cared, are people who literally gave their life to make others happy. And yet, those same people don't deserve to be happy.
Mm. Damn. No, she was kind of saying something right there though. She was saying something. Just well, one, she was calling most y'all people out though, which is crazy. But Mass, you got anything you want to piggyback on anything that she said? Mm, okay. Well, seems like I'm the only one here. Well, if she does come back, um, I do want to give my little, what's the word? I guess kind of reply on what she said because it's just like a lot of people out here just don't deserve what they have right now. And for people she was kind of dissing on, I don't know those people. I never went to Park Junior High. I never went to any of the old school she went to, but I can understand that's just like most or like a small percentage of those people that are actually there for you. They deserve the world. They have good intentions, but sadly they're gone. Which is like you take away good people, but now we're just left with the negativity. They're supposed to leave an impact on those, but now it's just also totally different. So now it's just like no one is basically doing what they're doing, and it hurts. It hurts to realize that when those people are alive, or when you have family or friends that give you certain advice in life to guide you, tell you the right thing, some people won't accept it, or they'll they'll just be like, "Oh, you're just talking nonsense. You're talking shit, right?" But the moment that something bad happens, like either they're gone or they move away or something. Let's feel like that. Now people get the vision. People would see like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm wrong. They were trying to tell me the right thing all along, but I never listened to it.
See, with in my experience here in Chicago with elementary and or the elementary school I went to was a Lutheran school. We rarely bullied each other, or actually, I shouldn't say bully. We mostly like made fun of each other in a joke. And high school, it was like, but technically in elementary, you can kind of feel like a loner because you're growing up with these people. So it's like you feel like you're the oddball. But at Aspida, it was like Medusa was saying, you being the one who was trying to make everybody else happy. That's how I was. And it was like, I'm not happy, but I'm going to try to be happy to make others happy.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse you, Oreo. Why are you walking on all over me? Hey, get off of my desk.
But yeah, it's the importance of making others feel better about themselves. Like, if you have the courage, the confidence to go up and be like, oh no, what's wrong? Or, hey, do you need a helping hand? That's good. Then again, some people just take that as a negative way or just be like, oh, why are you doing this? Which is like, hey, I'm just trying to help you out.
Yeah. And that's where, after high school, the ones that we were trying to actually help with this from this one dude, they didn't want to listen.
Mm-hmm.
Because it seemed like he was just basically using them and taking advantage and everything else due to problems with his family and everything. But it's like, if he's not going to help out around the house, like get a job to pay some of the bills and you got an extra mouth to feed when you can't afford it, it's like, then why the hell take him in? He's doing all this shit and you're just being blindsided. And we're trying to help you out, but if you're not going to take our word for it, karma's just going to bite you in the ass later on.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, you snooze, you lose.
People would take the time out of their day to help someone in need. If they don't want to accept it, one, that's just a waste of my time, and two, you're just gonna realize later that what I'm saying is right, but you don't want to take that for granted at the time. So now it's just too late.
Exactly. And then
I'm sorry. That just made me happy. It has taken you 3 years to realize what you have just said. That's why I'm so happy. But please continue your sentence.
Yeah, no, because it's like, say if someone is crying, and I go up to them, and I'm just like, I see you crying. What's wrong? Oh, I feel like absolute crap. No one understands what I'm going through. And when I try to open myself up, no, I get shut down. I say, like, why give a fuck about others? If they're not gonna help you, then don't put your attention towards that. Go to like, I don't know, go to like your parents or go to like a therapist or somebody. But then you want to say like, oh, what do you know? Maybe they can't help me. And then it's just like, hey, I'm just trying to give you the advice that I got taught. So, because for me personally, my dad teaches me most things that I know. And so what he says, I say to other people, but you don't want to accept that. So then it's just like, you know what? Hey, that advice helped me. I thought it could help you. So I'm just going to leave. You do what you want to do. Then later on, you want to keep on crying, and then you want to say the exact thing I told you all that time ago, but now you're just realizing, and it's like, see, that's karma for you. People, you need to take
exactly.
the advice that's
Karma's
given
a bitch.
to you at the moment. You can't because time will not always be by your side. So you got to do things in the present moment so that later on something good could come out of it.
Exactly.
But that was a big problem for me because I could never do that. But it wasn't, I think, and I think it was until sometime in high school where I realized, damn, I need to be better. I need to start, taking things now, do things in the present. And once I started doing that, like once I started getting my grades up, I started meeting new people, I started being happy. I went to college, I was talking to my class chefs. It was like, damn, that's such a good feeling. Now I don't have to be negative. But now it's just like, oh, it can always go downhill. But at the moment, you feel that happiness and you're just like, yes, now that I have that pleasure, let me transfer it to someone else, and that's how we can make the world a better place. But no, people just don't want to do that, and it hurts me when someone can't just take good shit, because they'll want to go down a bad route.
Yeah.
They want to like talk to the negative people. They want to join gangs. They want to fucking smoke, drink. I mean, and that's a whole nother thing I want to get into, but that's probably for a later podcast. I want to do like how drinking and smoking can affect your life, but that's for later. But you're doing all this now, and now it's just like, bruh, what did I tell you? That's bad for you. You can't do that. That's not gonna help you in the long run. That's only gonna be a temporary thing. If you do the good, or if you even like read the Bible or something, then you'll understand that it's so much better. But why can't people see that? What goes on in people's minds nowadays? I don't know.
Well, it seems like if you try giving them that specific advice, of course they're not going to take it because they want to do the experience themselves, even though you're telling them not to because you already experienced it yourself. But they're like, oh, I'll be fine. I can handle it. But yet, turns out they can't. So it's like, we told you guys won't be able to. So it's like, you guys should have listened to us in the beginning. Like, I understand some of us won't listen to our parents when they tell us the same shit.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, also, you gotta also let us explore some shit. Get different experiences. Let us breathe a little bit. But at the same time, it's like, heed those advice, heed those warnings, because again, you never know.
You don't. You'll never know. Like, it could come the next day. That's how fast it can come the next day. Just like, damn, it's too late now. That was a big issue of mine. I just never listened to my parents when I was younger, and I always thought I can do stuff by myself. Like, I got this. I know everything. In reality, I don't. I still don't know things to this day. There's a lot of stuff I don't know. And so whatever advice, whatever thing that someone tells me, I take it for granted. And it may not seem like it, but I do. It's just some people have different ways of showing that they understand. Me, I say okay, I'm the more silent type, but I get what you're saying because I need time to process it. But I don't know, I guess so many things can just take a toll on people's minds, or like even influencers nowadays. Some people are bad influencers, so they want to take their advice.
Exactly.
Getting a second thought, and they're just like, wait a minute, maybe this isn't right for me. Because y'all aren't the same person, so y'all don't go through the same shit.
Yeah, because take a look at what's going on with the whole Gypsy Rose shit. People want to, like, praise Gypsy and all this other crap, but take a look at her actions. Take a look at what she did to her mom. She's the one who planned it. She's the one who got Nick to murder her mother. She's the one who's been manipulative throughout this entire thing, because she even said in an interview she knows how to manipulate people. And she's actually doing that now. If you take a look at it, if you think about it, she's in the middle of divorcing her husband because she actually got caught on talking to her ex-fiance, and now she's back with her ex-fiance. So it's like, you guys are worshiping and praising Gypsy for all this. It's like, yeah, she may have been a victim by her mother's actions, but also she's actually a murderer for starters, because she's the one who planned it, even though she may have not acted on it.
She planned it.
But it was more of her plan all along.
Okay.
Because she also manipulated Nick into murdering her mother for her. And it's like, she's just being a bad influencer because she's taking other people's stories. She's bullying other people, and most of y'all don't want to believe it until she actually does it to you. So it's like, sorry people, but your favorite influencer that's at top notch right now isn't a good influencer.
So it's like, it can be on, like, or some cases it can be on the parents' fault, because parents are the one that teaches kids, and that is gonna always be in their minds until they're grown. So I can see it as, you know, the child is in the wrong. Yes, that's the issue, but we gotta take into account for the parents, because the parents are what teaches the kids. In some cases, oh, you know, if you're adopted, okay, that's a whole different story. But at the same time, you need a good figure in your life, and a lot of people don't have that. So that's why a lot of people are just more so just fucked up. That's what I can say, fucked up. Because for me, I don't really listen to influencers online. Like, I'll follow people that give like inspirational quotes or like advice, like on Instagram. That's what I'll do. But I don't go to like YouTube and search up influencers, or like, how can such and such influence my life. I don't do that, because I feel like it wouldn't change me, or like someone wouldn't really understand what I'm personally going through if I do have that issue. But it can work out for other people. I'm not saying it doesn't work out for anyone, but there's certain things that you got to take into account. That, oh, let me go talk to someone who might have been through the same shit, or let me go to my parents, because my parents teach me, so my parents should know me better than really anyone else. Like, yeah, I'll talk to my friends about some stuff here and there that I don't talk to my parents about. That's cool, because I know parents don't understand our kind of language that we kind of speak nowadays. They want to kind of understand the terms that we talk about, but in the end, my parents understand me more than any of my real friends do, so I will go to them, or they'll try to talk to me about stuff. And I like that. Personally, I like it, but it's just a lot of people need help now. Like, you just gotta find it. You just gotta find it somewhere, and I don't. It's hard. It's hard.
And see, this is where I'm kind of like, I guess you can say, a little bit of the opposite. With me, it's like when I'm trying to talk to somebody about something, it's like, I know what I'm trying to say, but it's coming out wrong, and I'm getting frustrated when they don't understand what I'm trying to say, and then they're getting frustrated because I'm not making any sense of the same topic we're talking about. So it's like, try to understand what some of us are trying to say, and maybe we'll open up more to our parents. Or vice versa. Try to understand more of your parents so you can understand them better and communicate with them better.
And then same thing with your friends. It's like you gotta kind of understand their point of view. They gotta understand your point of view, so that way you guys can communicate and try to understand how you guys talk. So you guys aren't frustrated like I am.
Okay, I get that. I get that. Well, I don't know if Nella's gonna be coming back, but we have reached past the hour mark, mates. We have reached past the hour mark on this podcast. So I do kind of want to end it here. I don't know if Nella's gonna be joining back, but is there any last words you want to give to our audience here?
Honestly, just be you.
Mm-hmm.
Listen to your gut. If you know somebody's fake, drop them as a friend. Because sometimes, honestly, you are your own best friend.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Even if you cut off your own friends and you got, like, let's say cats, dogs, whatever type of pets you have, you're your own best friend and your animal is your best friend.
Okay.
So listen to them on their instinct and listen to yours.
That's some good shit. That is some good shit. Well, I'm going to stop the recording. I do appreciate you being here, but I don't want you to leave yet because I do need to talk to you about something else. But thank you for being here, and I hope that most people have watched to the end because I am going to be doing more podcasts, having more people introduced on here. But yeah, thank you, and I hope y'all enjoy.